saying thank you to Riley for giving such strong arguments and hopefully showing you why changing the drinking age to 18 would be beneficial to the United States. Now my desire in this speech is to explain to you why the age of 21 just isn't working, and to change your mind if it hasn't already been changed. Be it resolved, the National Minimum Drinking Age Act of 1984 be amended in the United States to a set drinking age of 18. Where there is a will, there is a way. Dr. Dale Archer of the New York Times talks about how even back in the 1920s, when the Prohibition was going on, where the government banned all alcohol, even adults would find a way to receive it. After 13 years when they finally amended the Prohibition law. On July 17, 1984, the National Minimum Drinking Age Act was signed into law. Up until then, the drinking age was 18. My first point I'd like to make to you is the most obvious one. The age of adulthood in the United States is 18. Now I know this is a common point, but take a minute to think about it. When you turn 18, you can apply for a credit card, legally marry without parental consent, serve on jury, serve in the military, sign, purchase, divorce, and all that. The difference between turning 18 and 21 is you finally get the rights to drink. Finally is the key word in this phrase. People in the United States glorify the age of turning 21. When you turn 21, it's when you can finally have your first drink, your first legal drink. The United States is one of the 4 countries who have a set drinking age of 21. Throughout the rest of the world, it is either 18 or lower. And because of the low age, it isn't as big of a deal when you get to the drinking age as it is for the United States. Lowering the drinking age to 18 instead of 21 would decrease the chances of alcohol addiction or alcohol poisoning. It doesn't make sense that when you're 18 and you're considered a legal adult, you can't have the freedom to decide if you can have your own drink or not. Most of us know that the main reason why the drinking age is 21 is because of brain development and highway laws. But as Keenan will explain further, there are also many other things that you can do when you're 18 that impact your brain. Most kids during their freshman year of college are 18. The information I will be talking about was reported by CBS News. The president of Middlebury College in Vermont, John Markell, states that the law hasn't reduced or eliminated drinking. It has simply driven it underground, behind closed doors, and in the most risky and unmanageable settings. If the drinking age was 18, then these college kids wouldn't have to think it's as big of a deal and hide and drink too much. When college kids consume alcohol, where it's in a risky situation. If they didn't have to hide it, this wouldn't be an issue. Nothing is going to stop people from drinking. It may make it more difficult, but if someone's determined to drink, they will drink. So raising the drinking age simply just raised the criminal rate, forced them into risky situations, and made them disrespect the law. Mark Beckner, Chief of Police of Boulder, Colorado, deals with underage drinking all the time because of Boulder being a college town. The Chief of Police says, "We're not in a situation where we can stop it. The best we can do is contain it." Beckner believes that no matter how much he enforces the law, it isn't going to affect them in any way. They're going to keep doing it. Now I'd like to explain the story that you may have already heard. The story is about Gordy Bailey, one of the freshmen that attended the University of Colorado. Gordy, an 18-year-old freshman, joined a frat house. The fraternity pledge was to drink 10 gallons of hard alcohol and wine in half an hour. Pledges aren't normally done at the house, so on the way back to the house, with the freshman being intoxicated, Gordy started to lose consciousness. He was unable to walk and his eyes were rolling in the back of his head. Gordy's stepfather stated, "This isn't somebody that just drank too much. He was clearly in trauma." In fear of getting in trouble for drinking, the frat brothers placed Gordy on the library couch and returned to their house. Gordy spent 9 hours on the library couch that night before someone found him and called 911. Gordy died alone on that couch that night from alcohol poisoning. His mother and stepfather strongly believe that if the drinking age was 18 instead of 21, his son's life would have been saved. They state that if college kids weren't so scared of getting in trouble, they would have simply called for help, and Gordy wouldn't have died that night. This story is sad, but it's important to share. This is one of the reasons why both Chief of Police of CU Boulder and Gordy's parents believe that lowering the drinking age would be beneficial. Breaking the drinking age law is something kids are going to do. If college kids were pre-educated about drinking, and they were all legal to drink, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. My last point I would like to make to you is that if the drinking age was 18, it would not only be beneficial for the United States economy, it would also create a safer place for drinking if they could go into bars. According to Donna Leenwan of the USA Today, teenagers are creating millions of fake IDs. Having a fake ID isn't a big deal anymore. Entering college at the average age of 18, you have to wait 3 to 4 years to be able to drink alcohol, so kids don't think it's a big deal to break the law. This makes them just disrespect the law and drink in dangerous places. CDC.gov states that in 2010, there were on average 189,000 alcohol-related emergency room visits for people under the age of 21. With this high number, how can we say the law is working? To me, it sounds like people are uneducated and drinking in places where they shouldn't be. These rates show that alcoholism in the United States is a lot greater than in Europe. Most countries in Europe have a low drinking age. Italy, there's no drinking age at all. The reasons being, Europeans learn to drink with their family and as part of a meal, and Americans learn to drink with their friends hiding in the basements or in the woods in risky places. A study in 2009 by the National Institute of Drug Abuse discovered that already 72% of high school seniors have already consumed alcohol. It's time to get real. The drinking age is not working in the United States. It's a huge problem. No, it won't be an easy transition, but we need to start treating adults like they're adults. We need to give them freedom to choose and let them learn. They should be educated about drinking and be able to talk about drinking with their adults and not feel like they need to hide it. It is no longer 1984. It's time to make a change and get responsible with drinking.